The King o' the Cats. Once upon a time, on a frosty moonlit night, a man was struggling along a mountain road, when suddenly he saw before him 3 cats. And that was strange enough, as the man was miles from any house, and cats, as surely as everyone knows, never stray far from the shelter of a house and the warmth of a fire. But stranger still was the fact that each of the 3 cats was weeping bitterly. A bit further along the road, the 3 cats were joined by another 3, and then by 3s and 4s, and by half-dozens, the road became packed with cats. Grey cats and black cats, big cats and little cats, she-cats and toms. Never was seen such a sight so strange. And surely all the cats in Badenoch and far beyond must have been gathered there on that road that night. And never a blink at the man did they give, not one of them. He might not have been there at all. And then suddenly, from over a hill and on to the road, there came 4 big polecats, bearing a small, cat-sized coffin. And what in the name of heaven will this be, thought the man, but never a word did he say. After a while the cats, the whole concourse following the coffin-bearers, mounted a bit of a hill, and there they spread themselves in a mighty, weeping circle. Then the 4 polecats began to scratch the earth, digging a grave for all they were worth. And what with the digging and with the weeping and wailing that was going on, the man was able to creep quite close to the coffin and take a good peep at it. After all that he'd seen, there was nothing could amaze him, so that he was not a bit put out or surprised when he looked at the coffin and saw that it was draped with a purple cloth that had worked on it in threads of gold, a cipher and royal crown. Having seen that, the man stepped back, for he was no more than a poor and simple man who knew his place, and it was not for him to be too near a royal funeral. But for all that, he thought no harm might be done by his waiting in the background to see what happened. After a while, when the grave was dug to the satisfaction of the 4 polecats, the big black Tom rose up to deliver an impassioned oration in very good cat Gaelic, which is not unlike Irish. But as the man only had the Gaelic of the Badenoch devil, a word he could understand, except the one ever-repeated word rich, and that meant king. After the burial, and after the cats had gone, the man went on his way. But as the funeral had kept him late, he thought it best to seek for shelter. In the distance he could see a twinkling light, and at last he came to a cottage. He knocked at the door and walked in. "Hail to the house," said he. "Hail to the stranger," was the welcome answer he got, for that was always the way in Badenoch, before the people took to keeping English tourists as the principal industry of the district. While the woman of the house prepared some supper, the Firetti brought out a bottle, and he and the traveller sat, one on either side of the fire, and the traveller telling the tale of his strange adventure on the road. And he finished the story with a fine description of the gold-worked royal crown and cipher on the purple cloth that had been over the coffin, when suddenly the cat of the house, and it no more than a bit of a kitten, leapt to its feet from the rug where it had been dozing. Out came its claws, and up went its back, and into the burning peats it spat. And, "Ah, dear," it yelled, "then my father's dead. Och, treason and treachery. But I'll yet be king o' the cats." And up the chimney he vanished.